love all of our players. Freddie, nice guy.
Look, the crack of that bat. Nothing more beautiful than that.
Baseball is such an important part of our family.
That's the beautiful game of baseball right there. You win some, you truly lose some.
I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me. I got my nails done yesterday. Don't they look pretty?
Cute. Look at
I
that.
haven't done my nails in so long because with cookies, I can't have my nails done. And I need to have really short nails.
So that you can do detail work.
Yeah. So
makes
it
sense.
was really nice to have a color.
I love that. See, I'm just lazy. And honestly, I feel like nail stuff weakens my fingernails. So I just like leave them alone.
Well, I don't get gels. I just get regular nail polish. I'm like the only person these days, apparently.
No, I'm with you. I don't do
Really?
gel. Gel screws with my nails. I don't like it.
I know. I have
And
really nice
it's
hard nails and I don't want to
really-
ruin them.
Exactly. And you will ruin them if you do gel. And also gel's like really toxic. So
Yeah. You know what I feel like? The Friends episode where Rachel tells Ross that he has nice hands. So then in every conversation, he's like, "Hello, Rachel."
Rachel. And like puts the finger.
Oh, hello.
I need to go binge some Friends episodes. It's been too long.
I know my mom's DVD player isn't working and I have all the box sets of Friends here.
Oh my God, I love that.
So we've been struggling to watch it.
When's the last time that anyone actually played a DVD? That is what I would like to know.
Probably the last time I was in New Jersey. Well, we like to watch home videos and stuff like that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, those are the best. And you have to get them digitized so that they like last forever. Because otherwise
we did.
Won't. It won't, and it's not fun. But anyway, Melissa, it's been a hot minute since you and I have got to talk baseball.
I know.
There's been a lot of things going on in life and everything. So, but
the last time we did an episode and talked baseball was what? I'm trying to just think of where we left off whenever that was.
2 weeks ago?
What did we talk about?
Was it pre-Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
It wasn't us winning the World Series, right?
No.
I almost want to like look up our podcast and see.
We talked since then. We talked
Did we talk about Blake Snell?
We did.
We did?
No.
Oh, I talked to David Vassay about that.
You did, but we didn't.
Actually,
Yes, we did.
You were saying you didn't want him, so how do you feel now?
I was saying I didn't want him. Because I want him if he can be his Cy Young form. The problem is, guys like he's kind of like hot and cold a little bit. And so maybe this year he will stay hot. And I do like what some of the guys and commentators were saying of like it's different when a guy actually gets the full offseason, like spring training, to actually develop with a team. And especially for pitchers when they come in to the middle of spring training. And obviously that's what happened with him, the Giants. He didn't sign until like the last minute. Mm-hmm. And then it takes a good chunk for them to actually rev up and like ramp up and be in full form. So I do like that if we were going to get him, we signed him early. So now he has the time.
Was that his fault though? Or was that Scott Boris's fault or
I
think team's fault? Because he had won the Cy Young Award that past season. So it's crazy to me that he was one of the players that signed like into spring training, and that messes up your entire year, which actually we heard a little bit from Ned Colletti when we met him in person last week.
We did. Maybe that's who I was thinking of. We met Ned Colletti, guys. And
we met Ned Colletti. That was really cool.
Wonderful. We're going to try to get him on the podcast in the future.
He said yes.
Great storyteller. And just such incredible insight into this world of signing guys and going out and scouting and looking for dudes and knowing what works for your system. And just being able to see a player and like know that there's something there it was purely fascinating to hear him talk. And yeah, he was mentioning that. It's
Spring
like
training,
they
he
start
said,
slow.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
they
said
need,
spring training is
yeah,
basically for the pitchers, and the fact that
yeah,
Blake Snell missed what half of spring training because he wasn't
yeah.
even signed to a team yet, that really
Mhm.
impacts your entire year. So, you know,
Yeah.
and also he's excited to be a Dodger. He's excited to
Yeah.
join this team and with all these guys. He knows our team so well. And that
Hmm.
alone, I think, as we've talked about, heightens their
Yeah.
performance. So
Well, and I
I'm
do
excited
think
about
too
it.
that exactly. Well, and I also think that if he's able to like come take his second half of the, season performance after All-Star break and pull it over to here, like I will be very content with having him on our team. And he was, one of the top free agents to get. And so I'm not mad about it. I hope he can deliver on, you know, back to that Cy Young kind of performance that we've seen before versus the like colder moments that he's had at times. So
Yeah.
it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be weird kind of have to like seeing him as a Dodger for a hot minute just
Mhm.
because I don't think I ever really have some dudes come here and you're like, oh, they look like a Dodger. I don't know if Blake looks like a Dodger yet to me. So like that's gonna take a moment to
Like Tyler
adjust.
Glass now, I feel like as soon as he became a
Yeah.
Dodger, I'm like,
He
yes,
like
he's
looks
right.
like a
Jack
Dodger.
Flaherty,
Wow,
same thing.
Yes.
you just called Blake Snell ugly. Just want to point that out.
That
Uh,
is not what that
that
is
is what you
not
just
it.
said.
Yeah, but I feel like
You just
what?
compared Blake Snell to the Adonis Tyler Glass now.
Well,
By the way,
Tyler is
introduce the
beautiful.
podcast anytime
I know
soon.
Oh
we haven't gotten
yeah.
to it yet. Well, I
Guys,
was gonna
welcome
say
back.
that I feel that we've had, or at least for me, I thought we were gonna get Blake Snell last year or at the trade deadline. So
You
I
did.
think that I've had months, if not a whole year, to think about him as a Dodger. So
To
I
address.
I feel pretty good about it. And when they, put the Dodger jersey on him when, we signed
Yeah.
him, I thought it looked nice.
You were like,
It
you were feeling it. You were happy with I like it.
he
Okay.
seems like a cool guy, and I'd like to talk
He
to him.
does.
So.
He does seem chill. And I like that. Like I will say, I do think that he'll be a good fit in the clubhouse. Like he seems like a really chill, like demeanored, level-headed kind of dude. Like he doesn't seem like, he
Juan
wants to come
Soto.
in and like steal the show. Yeah, no, I mean,
We'll
we've
get
talked
to
about
him
this before.
later.
He doesn't seem to have like the same type of ego as a
We'll
Juan
get
Soto.
to him later.
Get to him later. Yeah, right. Oh my God, I'm
Anyway,
dead.
I guess we should
Welcome.
introduce the podcast
We
as
should.
Adam. Guys, we're doing it a little different today. Adam is Zooming with us, which is also
Yeah.
a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
We asked him to turn his camera off so it feels normal.
But at the same time, he has to turn it on when we want to see his reactions. But you won't actually see the reactions ever. But that makes sense because you never see the reactions. So it works out. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're doing things a little different today. I think we should introduce it and then let you kind of talk about where you are, Melissa, and then we'll get back into baseball. But guys, welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me.
Episode 41.
Yep. God, how are we at 41 up? Like that's kind of crazy, right?
I
It feels
know.
like a whirlwind to already be not quite halfway through 100, but I don't know what it is with me and these numbers of like benchmarks, but it's a thing. It's clearly a thing. But yeah, 41 episodes.
41.
And we're almost to the end of season 1.
Well, we need to end on 42 because
Crazy. I
that just seems
know
more fitting for a Dodgers podcast.
it does. Guys, we're going to have to get one more episode in before the year goes out. And then I think we're going to take a wee little break just
Mhm.
to have some downtime for the holiday and come back refreshed for next year. But we're so excited
Oh
for
my
everything
gosh. I
ahead.
know. I know. I
Yeah.
had my heart set on someone to be 42, but I'm struggling with communication or even getting a hold of this person. So I think I might have to move on and
Do I know who this person is?
figure something else out. I don't want to say it on here.
Okay.
I'll tell you later. I'll
Okay.
tell
Tell
you
me later.
later.
Tell me later. Tell me. Tell me.
I think I
Tell me
already
later.
told you, but I'll
You
remind
probably
you later.
you probably
And
have, but remind me because
something
that
will work out. where we have 42 episodes, and maybe we end it just you and me again before the holidays or before the new year.
It'll either be a great guest or it'll be you and me, which is tried and true to what the heart of this podcast is anyway. So I feel like it's appropriate. But Melissa, tell us about, you are back home right now in Jersey.
I am at my mom's office. I am at the headquarters of Ridgewood Moving.
Free marketing for mama.
Yeah. So my mom lives in a beautiful area of New Jersey, which is more like in the mountains. But it does not have great Wi-Fi. And this morning I was trying to do emails and just kind of get back into work mode. I couldn't do anything. So I got and I'm also carless here. So one of her employees, Edward, shout out Edward, picked me up, brought me here. And it was really nice to see, I've been coming here since I was little, when my dad ran the company and now my mom. So all the movers, or a bunch of them, have known me since I was little. And you know what, guys? They all listen to the podcast. They're not Dodger fans. Some are Yankee fans. One of the guys are a White Sox fan who hates the Cubs. So I did tell him about Adam. And I said, well, you got Miguel Vargas.
Oh my God. So sad. How does he feel about the season that they just had?
Not good. But I respect his fandom, that he's not, going on after another team and he's sticking with them.
He hasn't jumped ship. That's good. I like that. I can respect that.
Yes, but I'm in New Jersey earlier than I expected. I had a trip planned for the holidays, but already gonna cry.
Oh. Sending you all the hugs, Melissa.
A few days ago, Thursday, actually, we were all together.
Yeah.
My sweet, sweet Nana, who I just absolutely adored and loved so very much, passed away on Friday morning. My sister and I flew in Thursday night. So we were all together with her. And I've been here with my family, and the last couple of days have been quite a whirlwind. Getting everything together. I wrote her obituary. We put all the photos together for, the slideshow that they do at the memorial service, and really helped my mom get everything ready for all of it. I've been through this more times than I'd like to count. So I'm familiar, but being one to plan everything is really crazy. And as everyone knows, I lost my aunt last year. That was my mom's sister, and her and my Nana were best friends. So she should be here with us. And that's another thing that's been really hard for me through this. Nana was just shy of her 91st birthday. So 90 years. She had dementia the last couple of years. So it's almost like you lose them twice.
Yeah.
But it also has been preparing me for this a little bit, because the last 2 or 3 years watching her decline has been really, really hard. But the only way I can spin it positive in any way, as you guys know I like to do, is that she never had to know that my aunt passed away. And who knows if she did know deep down, but it brings me peace that they're together. And my sister and I were Nana's only grandkids. So I truly can't imagine a more special relationship than what I had with her. She was my favorite person and like a best friend. And I will miss her terribly, but I really feel like she gave me love that can last the rest of my life. And I wanted to share one of her voicemails.
Yeah, please do.
From the time I was a little girl till she couldn't talk on the phone anymore. We would talk on the phone multiple times a week. And I almost sometimes didn't want to answer her call, because my entire voicemail is just saved messages from her that I got to figure out what to do with all of those. But I thought I would share one so you could just hear just how special and sweet she is. Okay, so I picked out, let's see, I'm just going to pick a random one. December 3rd, 2018.
Hello, my sweet, sweet Melissa. It looks like I might have missed a call from you this afternoon. I was here. I don't understand how I missed it, but call me again when you feel like it, and I can't wait to see you. And it won't be too many days now before you'll be winging in to see your family who loves you, especially your Nana. I love you, darling. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. You have to keep that voicemail in all of them forever. I have
do.
one.
I have for years, and people will be like, your voicemail's full. And I'm like, well, they're all
like,
my
I don't
Nana
care.
messages, and I can't erase any of them.
You're like, sorry, those take priority. I've done the same before in the past. My granddad, when he passed away in 2014, I still have voice memos that he left me from prior to that I'm like, I think I've found other ways to like record and redigitize just in case, God forbid, something happens to my voicemails. But I think about that with the people I love. I'm like, I need to make sure I have their voice in places. Like,
I mean, she
can't
gave
lose
us
that.
so much that, like, I feel like I can be finding little notes from her forever. She did a crossword puzzle every day, and on the sides of the pages of the crossword are like, what's going on that day. Melissa called me today. I talked to her for 30 minutes, and like whatever's going on with me or the weather, or, oh, it's very chilly today. Might just need a light sweater or
Oh
whatever.
my God, I love it.
We found journals from her, so she sure left us a lot, and
I love that.
she was just so special. A Southern belle from Tennessee, and had that charm, and always so put together and beautiful. And everyone in my family has brown eyes and brown hair. I got my blue eyes and blonde hair from my sweet, sweet Nana. So we just had the most special relationship that I will truly treasure forever.
Well, she seems like a remarkable woman who made such a big impact in your life and so many people's lives. And so we are just grateful for her. And I'm so glad that you were able to get to be back there. I know that was one of the things that just like, yeah, Adam and I were with you and you got that phone call, and it was like, let's get you back and get you on a plane immediately. So I'm really glad that you got to be with her and by her side, and got that chance to say, one final goodbye. And
yes, and you and Adam were tremendous support systems for me that day. So I appreciate that so much.
Always, girl, here for you.
And you are in your office at Kennedy Marshall, not the doc office that we normally record in.
Correct. So the doc office is just on the other side of that wall for me. So that's where we usually are. Adam is on the other side of the building, in his office, which none of you will get to see. But this one's mine. I have some like random things. Like I have a saber above my head right now, which we have a project about like a fencer. And so that's one. I also have a little tiny glass it's a piece of Italian china from the Andrea Doria. That is a ship that is sunk like, I don't know, on the bottom of the ocean in the Atlantic, actually, like not far off the coast of Jersey. And we have a project in development with some divers, and that was a gift they gave me. So,
cool. Did you notice who's behind me?
Oh my gosh, you actually have a bobblehead. Who is this?
Mookie.
Mookie.
Remember when I took my mom and Sam to a game? It was my mom gave her Mookie bobblehead to Edward, the one who picked me up today, and he has it on his desk. So I told him I was going to grab it when we record the podcast. Yeah, he has it next to like Yankee stuff and Giant stuff.
So smart.
I did tell him ours is broken, so I might steal that.
Sorry, I'm guilty for that.
I also should
you know what?
I'm wearing a Papa sweater.
I was gonna say you look very cozy, so I assumed you were wearing your Papa.
This is my sister's brand Papa sweater, so
I love
Perfect
that.
cozy holiday gift. And my mom has so many, so I've been wearing different colors since I've been here.
I love it. Yeah, I'm in a cozy vibe too. I'm wearing my Sculpt Society sweatshirt, which is it's one of the 2 workout program things that I like. One is obviously our girl LA, Dare to Be Active. The other one is this one. It's very cozy. If I was smarter, I would have put all my bobbleheads right up here. That would have been a really good idea.
Yeah.
They're over there in front of me instead. Because I look at them every day. Because it's more, I get to see them. So it's a very, it's better for my view for them to not be behind me.
True.
So,
True.
but in this
Well,
moment,
note to self for the next time. If episode 42 is me and you zooming, you put those behind you.
Those are behind me. Those are next time, guys. Next time. But I have something fun to share with you.
What?
So since you were not able to be here longer before going home for the holiday and we weren't able to do our episode in person, you'll get it in the new year, but I can't wait any longer because I've had it for like a month and I need to give you / show you your Christmas present, which feels appropriate to what obviously this Dodger podcast, but also what we were even talking about earlier. So are you ready for this?
Yes, I think.
Okay. I saw this kind of right after we won the World Series. And I was like, I have to get this for Melissa. Like, yeah.
I'm peeking. Oh my God. Wait, that is so perfect.
Isn't it wonderful?
Wait, pull it out. Oh my God, that's so
cute. It's a fun sweatshirt, but it has the Dodger players.
It's Friends and Dodgers. It's all my favorite things in one.
Exactly.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, who are they? Mookie, Freddie, Shohei, Teo, Yamamoto? Who do you think?
I think so we have Shohei 17.
Oh, the numbers are on there?
Yeah.
That is so cute.
Maybe.
Did you get one for yourself too?
No, she got you one. We got all our boys here. So we got Mookie, you got Freddie, you got Shohei, you have Teo, and you have Will Smith.
Thank you. That truly couldn't be more perfect.
I know, right? I was like, duh. And those are my favorite kind of gifts to give. It's not when you just like get a gift to get a gift because it's Christmas and that's what you do. My favorite is when you come across a gift where you're like, an immediate person comes in your mind. You're like, this is perfect for this person. And I need to get them this. And so I was very excited when I came across this. And
I love it. Wait, were you out and about and you saw it? Or like you were scrolling on your phone and you saw it online?
No, I was looking online and I was just like meandering, trying to see stuff. And I came across a website because my algorithm knows me. And I came across a website. And so I was like, I'm going to go look at this. So I was looking at the website and I was like, wait a minute. And so
we already talked about Friends today.
I know. It took everything in me when you brought it up when you were like doing this to not just pull your present over and be like, by the way.
Wow.
So,
that was
fun.
So sweet. Thank you.
Yay.
Truly perfect.
Yay. I figured. And it's fun. I got it medium, so it's a little oversized because I know you like cozy vibe. So felt appropriate. So that said, we have now caught up on where you are on what's going on and your Christmas gift. So I feel like we need to get into...
just guys, with all this going on, that's why we didn't get an episode out on Thursday.
True.
That's why I had to, and Adam, I'm going to give Adam a shout out of forcing me to not worry about anything else besides my family. So that's what I did. And I'm getting back into work mode, but still dealing with my own stuff.
Well-deserved, well-needed time to just be present with your family, and baseball will be here. It's not going anywhere. And I'm sure that our listeners will completely understand. But I think we have great fans and audience of this podcast that will totally just like send you all the love. I have no doubt.
For sure. It was actually a cool thing that people were messaging, asking where the episode was. So even though I felt bad about not getting it out.
Yeah.
To know that people are waiting each Thursday for episodes to come out really warmed my heart. So thank you.
Like, thank you guys for wanting to listen to us and being curious. Like, if it doesn't show up, like, hey, where is it? Like, that just warms our hearts to know that you guys care enough that you show up each week. So it means a lot. And on that note, let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about what the Dodgers have done so far this offseason, because we started a little bit. We talked about the Blake Snell of it all. But there's been some other things that have happened, and some things that haven't happened yet that I think are even more enticing, that you and I are very curious about. When
are you signing Teo? Like, come on.
And I feel like the more the time passes, the more I start to worry that it's not looking promising. And maybe it's just everyone's taking their time and it's all going to be fine and we'll get him back. But, we re-signed we extended Tommy Edman. He's got a 5-year, $74 million contract now. We signed Michael Conforto, which I don't really have any thoughts about him. I don't totally know.
My first thought was
he's like neither here nor there in my mind. So
my first thought when I saw that was, oh my gosh, does that mean we're not signing Teo?
I still think there's a place for Teo, even with Michael Conforto. I do, because as we've learned, the front office knows more than we do, and they tend to have a thing for utility players, and they find ways to mix and match and maneuver them, and we end up needing them even when we didn't think that we did. So I like to think that they know more than we do and that they have a plan for it. And I do see a world in which we can still get Teo. I think my Teo concerns are that he deserves a great contract, and we may be limited to only be able to give him, or maybe not limited in the sense that we couldn't give him what somebody else can. And I know the Reds right now, it's been in talks of like 66 mil, deal, 3-year deal, I think, for him, which, would be really great for him. And he earned the right, like he earned it last year. Every penny he gets, like, I'm stoked for him and I'm proud of him and I want him to do what is going to be best for him. But selfishly, I want to keep him. And I think the Dodgers have to look at it holistically and say, like, here's what we're willing and able to go, up to based on the needs they know that they have.
And that's what they're doing. and that's what Andrew said. He said, we're going to pitch him and we want him to stay a Dodger, but if he chooses to go elsewhere, we will be happy for him. We won't be thrilled, but we'll be happy. I mean, listen, he took a pay cut to sign with the Dodgers last year because he really wanted to be a Dodger. We know that he really wants to be a Dodger. We heard him talk about it again, although it was at the height of our celebrating the World Series. So maybe there was a little more love in there. And now he has had some time to settle after that and is getting pitched by all these different teams. And I'm sure that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's every player reaches for this moment to be in free agency and to be the one to make the decision of where you want to go. So you have to think about him and him thinking about his family and his career and where he wants to spend these years. And he might get an offer that he can't say no to, and it might not be the Dodgers. So it's what he prioritizes. Does he want to be the big dog on a smaller market team, or does he want to be a part of this dynasty that the Dodgers are creating?
Yeah.
I really hope he stays with us. Everyone knows we both want Teo back so bad, but
we both love him dearly. And
we support him.
Yeah. Like, he's such a great.
And he liked one of our videos. Did we say that yet?
I don't know if we said it, but I remember it happening and you and I both kind of freaked out a little bit. Didn't also, well, we'll get to
So did Michael Bublé and Josh Groban. And I just have to tell you guys,
and Kike.
Nana loved Josh Groban and loved Michael Bublé, and they're both Dodger fans. Also, just fun fact, Nana used to go to Brooklyn Dodger games.
Go ahead, Nana.
She actually got a scholarship for basketball and was very athletic. She's from Tennessee, but she used to go to Brooklyn Dodger games. So she became a Dodger fan because of me. And
I love that. But I love that she
even
had like a pre-connection to it even prior to you, which is just makes it so perfectly full circle. Kike also he watched. Did he or he watched?
He looked at our stories. He didn't like anything, but he looked.
He looked. You know
Maybe
what?
He couldn't like it because
one step closer.
He didn't want to give anyone any thoughts.
He does
what we were saying.
He does like to tantalize us and be humorous, which we'll get to that one in a second because
he did just say, I just read it like right before we hopped on here, that his priority is signing back with the Dodgers.
Okay, good. Because I think you and I both had a slight conniption, throw up in our mouth, freak out moment when he posted that Trastro's jersey. I think it wasn't a posting. He just like restoried it because it was tagged in it. But still, I was like,
I'm hoping he was just messing with us.
I would die.
Reposting something he was tagged in because we know that he was signed in his first team was the Trastros. Something on my screen.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, he was.
Why did I think it was Miami? I'm losing my mind. It's somebody else then.
He had a very short stint with the Trash. And then maybe he went to Miami. We do have a Trastros question for Adam.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about Kyle Tucker?
I like Kyle Tucker.
That's all?
Seems very monotone of you.
Well, okay. I'm upset with the Cubs, but I mean, I'm fine with Kyle Tucker, but that feels like the most drastic they're ever going to do, which is annoying because while I don't think they probably should have, Juan Soto got overpaid. Like, it's fine. There was, a tax on him. It is what it is. But the Cubs should be in the conversation. Like, they're the third biggest market in the whole United States, and you aren't even in consideration. Like, of the teams listed, why are the Cubs not even in the conversation?
So are you mad at the Cubs?
You should be. Yeah, it's like what is going on with your ownership and your organization that you are should be one of the top contenders as far as markets go and history, and yet it feels like they really don't care or try to do anything to actually win. Like, you guys aren't spending any of the money. Like, you aren't, and you have it. It's not like your poor Knicks team over here and you're the Denver, you're the Rockies and it's like, sorry, you just don't have the same market to be able to play the same kind of ball and I get that, but you guys do. Like, your ownership has the money. It's not like you're lacking in that. They just clearly don't want to spend it. So, like, what's going on there?
No idea. Kike Hernandez played 24 games with the Houston Astros in 2014, and then he went to Miami for 18 games. So you were both right.
Okay, so we're both right. I was like, I have a recollection.
Combine our thoughts,
but that makes sense.
Yeah, the Cubs. I don't really have answers for the Cubs. They are annoying. It's not. It's like it's an epidemic for all Chicago sports teams. Their ownership, every team ownership is terrible. They're just terrible. Like, they operate like they're a small market team, and it's annoying. Now, not to say like I also don't like Jet Hoyer at all, but I like Kyle Tucker. I've always really liked Kyle Tucker's game. He's going to be fine, but again, it's more of a larger question of like, this is the most drastic you're going to be as a Cubs organization. I don't understand that. Like, why are we not swimming in the pond with all the bigger fish when we should be a big fish?
Exactly. Exactly. See, I feel very lucky with how our team and our ownership make moves.
The Mets, the Dodgers, and the Yankees are playing a different game than everybody else.
But it's not like any other team can't play that game too.
Again, it's different resources, and I understand that every owner has money, but it's different. It's different for the Yankees, Mets, and Dodgers because of the markets. Again, the Dodgers, the Yankees can do different things from a payroll perspective and from a revenue perspective than the Kansas City Royals. They just can't. It's just the facts of life. It's just the facts. They can. Like, they have a TV network all of their own. They have a deal all of their own. Like, they just have different revenue sources than these other teams. Yes, every owner has money.
It's a tired argument and other teams can almost copy what the Dodgers are doing. I think
No, they can't. That's the point. They
yes,
can't.
they can.
No, because Kansas
Deferred
City is in
payments
Kansas.
and
Because Kansas City is in Missouri or Kansas.
make
They're not in
people want
LA.
to
They're
play
not
for
in.
your
They're not
team.
in. They're not in cultural mecca that is Los Angeles. They're not. They don't have a time zone that's accessible for Asian markets. Like
Yeah,
Kansas City
but that
cannot do
stuff
what
is
LA does.
uncontrollable. So sure, if you want to blame that every time, go ahead. But I just think it's a tired argument.
It's not. It's just the facts. It's not an
Hey,
argument. It's just a fact.
here's what I will say, even to that point, because like I kind of fall in between the both of you. Like I do see the benefit that is like being in a big market, and it does allow you more freedoms than if you are in a small market. So like I I'm not quite as like far as Melissa of like just spend the money, but I'm also not as far as you, Adam, of like it's like a completely skewed system, because like there's the whole point of like, with Steve Cohen doing what he did, and he's fine going over the luxury tax because he just wants to win and he's willing to spend the money, even though I think the contract is kind of ridiculous. We'll talk about that soon. But that luxury tax is going to really benefit smaller markets because, they're going to benefit from him choosing to do that. So there is a way, the checks and the balances of it. But I think that what's great about baseball is the fact that even with us spending all this money, even with the Mets spending that money, the Yankees spending that money, you guys not, but could, it doesn't guarantee, like, yes, I understand we won the World Series last year. Very happy about that. But it wasn't just because of the money we spent. Like there's a lot of dudes that played in a pivotal role that weren't getting tons of money. Like Tommy Edman wasn't getting Shohei money, and he's imperative to us winning the NLCS. So like baseball is bigger than just the checks you write. And I think that
for sure
that's what makes the game so great, is that you can have teams like the Washington Nationals in 2019 that no one would have expected to be there or put them there. And they're not a massive market like, the big three. And yet they still won. So like you're not just down and out, even if you can't, get the $765 million Juan Soto.
Yeah, but even comparing Juan Soto's deal to Shohei's, like look at what happened there. There's so much more to it than just the amount of money they were offered. It's the reputation of the team, the reputation of the player, the priorities of the player, the ego of the player and what they want to do, the deferred payment that was decided with the player. I think I love that Steve Cohen wants to win and is spending money to win, but it didn't seem like he went about it as smart as the Dodgers did with being able to have a deferred payment plan with Shohei that apparently was his idea to allow them to build a winning team around Shohei. The Mets signing Juan Soto, they just paid him this huge big contract with no deferments. How do you sign more players to build a winning team around him? So being smart about contracts, being creative about contracts, like there's so much that goes into it. So I'm just tired of hearing people say the same argument when it's just so much bigger than that.
Well, and getting into his contract, like, and this is a kind of a question I have for both of you. It's like, is it win the World Series? Is that the answer? Because like, what does he have to do to live up to that? Like 15 years, 765 mil is
a
crazy amount of money. And let's be honest, he's not going to be dominant for 15 years. I know he's young, and that's something that people have talked about, being stoked about. And I know your family is happy, part of at least some of the family is happy that his age. But there's 5 years of that contract for sure that are just kind of a wash. Like they're paying him for the first half of this contract. And yes, he is an incredible hitter, probably the best hitter in the league. I'm not denying that, but his defense is like so. It's not remarkable in any way. He doesn't, to me, Shohei getting that kind of money, he brings so much to the table. He is a hitter. He's a great hitter. He's a great pitcher. Clearly, we know he can steal bases, when he has nothing else to do. And he brings the entire, country of Japan. That revenue alone that you get from those eyeballs watching the games of another country is that makes up
and
for
baseball is
him to
bigger
begin
there
with.
than it even is here. And that's what when I say making smart decisions, that's what I mean. I don't think that Juan Soto is bringing I don't know, does he have the pull that Shohei does in Japan to bring an entire fan base in Latin America to be huge baseball fans? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I think that's what we'll find out. Because the other thing is, like, does he get butts in seats? Like, is he the guy
We probably
that, like,
already made the money
makes
back from Shohei.
that's yeah, probably. I mean, just from all the sponsorships and everything that come with him. But does Juan, yes, I know Steve's desire is to win a World Series at all costs, and that's obviously what he is currently
It also just seemed like he
doing.
wanted to win this bidding war, and he wasn't going to let anyone else win.
I think so too. But is Juan, I mean, Adam, you can chime into this too, but like, does he get enough butts and seats every game that like it makes up for this amount of money? Like, what does he have to do to have the largest contract in sports history be worth it? Because I mean, I have a hard time seeing that, because also he doesn't come off to me as the best like teammate kind of guy. Like, he doesn't.
That's why I didn't want him on the Dodgers.
Like to me, yes, in a way, I'm not saying you can't have an ego or you shouldn't have an ego when you're a great player. But there is also a like how you relate to other players that you play with. And I know that there's been reports and and then you've heard other ones, Melissa, but that he signed this deal and he didn't tell his, Yankee player like teammates that he was taking this deal beforehand. And not that he has to, it's his own prerogative to choose what he does or doesn't do. But for him, it's not like he came into this like Shohei, who said, I want to defer this because I want you to be able to get more players. I want to win. Like, that's what mattered most to him. He's still going to get his money, but he doesn't care that he doesn't get it right this second. Juan, on the other hand, he's not deferring any of it. He wants it now. And it's, I can't say that that's the right or wrong decision, but that does leave less money to go around for dudes right now. So it doesn't seem like he's the same type of team.
For sure. And that's what we were saying with Teo. What does he prioritize right now? Is he prioritizing the biggest payday, or is he prioritizing wanting to be a part of a winning franchise? So apparently for Juan, he really wanted whoever was the highest bidder, and that's where he went.
Yeah. But I would say with Teo, the thing that is a little different to me is I 1,000% can respect him going somewhere else if it means a much better deal and contract for him, for him and his family, because of the fact that like Teo, as great as he is, and I love Teo, and I think he is a difference maker, he's not getting offered 760 mil from the Yankees and 765 from the Mets, and is like, oh, which one do I choose? It's a 5 mil difference and a 1-year contract difference between the two. Teo, 66 mil is not as much as obviously what those other guys are getting, but that is a whole lot of money and could make a big difference if we're offering him a lot less. Like, I do feel
you know what we were offering him?
different.
Do you have any idea?
I don't. Am I crazy to think that I heard 60 somewhere, but I could be wrong.
I didn't even know what the ballpark was that his offers were in.
I just know that I've heard 66 mil to the Reds has been something that's been floated as an option. I don't know if that is true or if that's what it'll happen, if that's what will, go for sure. But I was reading up on it, and that's something I saw. But like, say we're offering him far less than that. As much as you may want to be on a winning team, you have to also look at, he's older. You have to look at your longevity, your career, and say, okay, what is the best thing for me and my family in this moment? And Juan being 26, a 5 mil difference between two of like the biggest teams.
Also, does he have kids?
Is a little different.
He's not married with kids yet, right? So
I don't think so.
They're taking different things into consideration. And what stood out to me a lot with the Juan Soto deal was how much age is valued. He's only 26. So I think that played a big role in him getting this giant contract. And when I asked my Mets family about it all, my two younger cousins Like the 20-year-old and 25-year-old are stoked about it.
Yeah.
Everyone else, my uncle, my aunt, my other cousin, they didn't really want him and they're not thrilled about it.
Really?
They don't think he's worth it at all. I think they should be excited. It's an exciting thing for Mets fans, but I don't think he was worth that money.
Yeah. Well, I asked my friend who's
What
a
do you
Mets
think, Adam?
fan, and I asked my friend who's a Mets fan, and I was like, "How do you feel about your new $765 million man?" And he's like, "That's a lot of money. I wish I was better at baseball. He'll be
I
a
just
huge
said
help."
you're going to see that Soto shuffle quite often.
Right? Well, he said he'll be a huge help, but I hope this doesn't stop us from fixing our pitching. That's where the money needs to go now. And if we can't sign another player, good free agent pitching because of this, then I'm going to be disappointed. Which I think is a very valid point. Like if he's like you get this big fish, but he's the only big fish you get, and you can't actually put the other pieces that you need around it, that's a problem. I mean, I know that the Mets made it to the NLCS, so like obviously they have some good pieces around them. But is there anybody like who are they losing in the process that's not coming back next year that was a part of this team that got them to the NLCS? Like, do we know what's happening with Pete Alonso? I don't like.
I
His
think Mets
contract is up,
fans
right?
will be okay with Juan Soto if the Mets make sure to get Pete back. I can't imagine Pete going anywhere else.
I mean, it would be weird to see him as something else, but like, do they have the money to pay him now and also fix their pitching?
I mean, Steve Cohen is a billionaire, so
yes, they have the money.
I think they have the money. Adam, how do you feel about the Juan Soto contract?
It's probably $100 million at least overpay, but it's a as I see it, it's a tax. It's a Scott Boras tax. First, you talk about the deferments. I think the deferments, the choice not to go with deferments is probably, again, I don't know Scott Boras, but I have a hunch it's probably has to do with him and not and saying
his agent,
because he doesn't get
Scott Boras is
paid.
his agent. Scott
Yeah,
Boras
it affects.
Boras.
Scott Boras, it affects what he gets paid because he doesn't get paid till they get paid. And if they don't get paid right away or they defer it, then he's not getting that money either.
And Scott Boras, just again, I don't know the man personally, but for him to have the job that he has, he's got to have the biggest ego in the whole world. And for you know, I think what was important to him was having the highest average annual number ever. And 48, based on Shohei's contract, the average annual is 48 in, because of the deferments, right? He got 51. And that's why he chose the Yankees over the Mets. It wasn't the $5 million, it was the extra year. The Yankees offered 16 years, the Mets only offered 15. That increases the average annual number to 51, and Scott and Juan wanted that 51. I mean, again, Scott Boras tax, but I also think there's a tax on just stealing him from the Yankees and Dodgers. Like, I think don't underestimate how good it feels for the Mets to take away a star player of a Yankees.
Yes,
like,
of course.
Yeah,
you are the little brother of the city. You want to make a splash. You want to say, I'm changing the culture around the Mets. I'm changing the conversation about the Mets. We want to be the talk of the town. We want to steal the Yankee shine. That is part of the number. That's part of the contract.
Yep.
You got to pay extra in order to get him to the Mets.
Well, and I think a lot of Mets fans, that's all they're talking about. That's why they're happy. That's why they're so happy. Because they got him and the Yankees didn't. So they stole him. And that's, that alone is something.
So it goes into the rivalry. It's like, yes, the player is great.
They did not steal him from the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I think, were in the mix to be in the
I think we're in the mix just to say, like, we can be in the mix, but I don't think we really wanted him. I mean, I personally didn't. You and I have talked about it. It's not that he's not a great player. Like, of course, he's a great hitter. No one's denying that. But he doesn't feel like he would fit the Dodgers, organization, the atmosphere that we've built around.
Exactly. Listen to what they talked about of this year. Yeah. We have the 3 MVPs at the top of our lineup: Shohei, Mookie, Freddie. Yeah. Yes, every player has an ego, but when you're on a team and the players feel like everyone is the same, that's when we talk about like not having an ego. Yeah, every player does, but it's when you're in the clubhouse not being that towards your teammates.
Yeah.
And I
like
don't
have
know
an
if
ego
Juan
when you go up to the
plate.
that. Yeah, I was like, have an ego when you go up to the plate.
Yes.
Because you know you're the shit and you're there for a reason. You're playing Major League Baseball. Like, clearly you are great.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have the ego when you go back into the clubhouse, because that is where you're
all the
one
same.
of the dudes. You're all the same. You're supporting each other. You realize it takes an entire team to win, not just one player. Because if it was one player, the Angels would have won at this point, because, with Trout. But that, I'd say Juan wasn't the guy that I really cared to have in that case. But another guy
Adam popped back in, so he must want to say something.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh no, I'm scared. Wait, don't say it yet.
45 minutes ago. Not that you guys care at all, but he was a former Dodger, and we're talking about the Yankees. Cody Bellinger was traded to the Yankees.
What?
Wow. Okay, I like it. Didn't his dad play for the Yankees?
Wow.
Good for him. Good for him.
I think maybe he did.
You want to know something crazy? His wife dated
Stanton. I saw that on social media, and I was proud to say that I saw something that was not related to the actual game of baseball, and I figured you'd be proud that I saw that. I had no idea till yesterday.
Same. I saw that yesterday.
It showed up for me.
Which gives me a lot of thoughts about things, but we can discuss off of this.
I wonder if that's going to be an awkward reunion at all. Who knows? I'm sure.
Honestly, good for Cody. Good for him.
Well, yeah. Wait, what's the deal?
What's the deal?
What are they signing to?
You just tell us and then leave right away?
The Cubs traded him they sent Cody and $5 million to the Yankees for some relief pitcher. Cubs just wanted to get off the contract. They didn't want him.
I did want to read you a comment from one of our fans, Adam.
I do have a question though about MLB transactions. When they report like, oh, Cody Bellinger and $5 million was sent to the Yankees for pitcher. Do you think that they send Cody with a briefcase full of $5 million to New York?
Yes, like deal or no deal.
Is that a literal thing? Like, also, like,
I almost wish it was, but no.
Player to be named later. Is that like written on a piece of paper and exchanged somehow? Like, how do those literal trades work?
Verbal agreements?
Yeah.
I just think about Moneyball and all the phone calls happening at the same time.
Oh, such a good scene.
I just want
give me this
Cody.
Person. Hold on, hang this person.
Call this person. Yeah.
I just want Cody to walk into Yankee Stadium with like $5 million in a briefcase and be like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
Look, I think if that is something they actually did, that would be a prime target for anyone who is trying to assassinate and steal money. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Adam,
it's not like they're putting a dollar sign on the outside of the briefcase.
They literally report it.
Yeah, but everyone would know what's in there.
Yes.
Okay, one of our listeners sent us a message and said, I feel bad for Adam. His team spent money on Jason Hayward and Dansby Swanson, both disaster deals.
Well, Dansby's only in his third year, so let's give him.
I don't necessarily agree with that at all.
I kind of like Dansby,
but I just wanted to read it to you to get.
He had a not great season last year. I mean, defensively he's still stellar, but the offense.
He's also the best looking guy in the MLB.
Great hair.
Yeah, look.
The contract is all about the hair.
He's getting paid to be attractive. Duh.
Jason Hayward didn't live up to his contract,
and we love Jason Hayward. So,
but he also won a World Series. So and apparently he was instrumental in giving a speech in the break during this thunderstorm or whatever. So I'm good with it.
So you're fine with it? Yeah, okay.
He started a whole nonprofit in Chicago, the Jason Hayward Academy. So I think money well spent there for all the good that he's doing, and we love Jason Hayward. So.
Okay, back to the Yankees, though, real quick.
Adam, can you look up Bellinger's dad? I believe Belly's dad played for the Yankees, so that's pretty cool just for his family.
Yeah. And additional thought to the Yankees and what they might do. Do we think they're going to go after Buehler? What do we think is going to happen to Buehler? Because, like, as much as I'd love to have him back,
Oh, that would almost be nice to have Belly and Buehler back together.
It doesn't
Listen,
seem.
I'm okay. I would love Buehler to stay. I just don't know if it's realistic. We actually have a surplus of pitching now.
And we
Not
might.
that you can ever have too much, but
That's true.
Cody Bellinger's father, Clay Bellinger, did play for the New York Yankees.
Nice. Well done. But no, because I also think that we also might get that other guy, right?
Roki,
Roki Sasaki. And
if he
so
doesn't go to the Padres, because he might want to play with Darvish.
True, him and Darvish have like a history, so it's
what a
goes there
rivalry that will be. Even more,
y'all, it's just gonna get more intense each day. If he ends up going there, but as we've learned, look, you can actually never have too much pitching. I think if anyone is the poster child of that last year, it's us.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be mad if we got Buehler again, but I also agree with you. Like, I don't know if it seems realistic, but I do see whether he goes back to us or he goes to somewhere else, I can see him, trying to get a short deal, like a 1-and-1 sort of thing, something that gives him the option to get out there, try to play really
like Cody Bellinger did
in 2025, and then be able to, get a better, longer contract off of that. Because yes, he has the postseason momentum of how he played, obviously, this year and when, closing out the World Series, and he's clutch. Like, dude has ice in his veins and he loves that spotlight. And that's the thing. Actually, Ned was talking about this when we met him.
He said that Walker was the most competitive pitcher he's ever seen.
And that's the thing where, like, I really don't want that on another team. I want that on our team. But if it's going to be on a team, please let it be a team that's very far away and we don't play very often. I know you have thoughts about that and where he might go with it, which is why I brought the Yankees up again. But there's something about not wanting to let that type of fire does change your team. Like, it changes the team dynamic. It makes everybody else around you even want to work that much harder because they see you fighting for it. And I do think he's going to have a way better 2025. Like, that's like my bold prediction. Maybe it's not that bold, but like, I see him building momentum off of the postseason that he had, taking it in 2025, changing the mechanics around, but even like in a way being an even more, well-rounded pitcher than we've even seen prior to his injuries, because he has to learn a new way of doing it, but he still has that fire, that desire, and the maturity that does go a long way. And to have that kind of postseason history and experience he has is very valuable. So there's a part of me
and that's what everybody's seeing. And he's in free agency, just like Teo and Juan and these guys. And just think about Buehler, think about who he is and his attitude. And I'm sure he's also enjoying teams pitching him and what they want to offer him and what they see for him on their team. Yeah. And it must be fun to listen to all that and picture yourself in different scenarios. I think he's someone that's made it clear he wants to stay on the Dodgers, but I don't know if we have room for him. And because we didn't initially offer him that, what's it called?
Qualifying offer.
The qualifying offer. To me, that said that we weren't really pursuing him that much. Yeah. And I would be heartbroken, and I wouldn't even be able to watch him play for the Giants or the Padres or an NL West team or even a National League team that we face a lot.
He can't go to one of those. I guess he could. Anything is possible.
I don't know if he would say yes to that, but also just thinking about him and like my respect for him and his type of player, I would want him to go somewhere like the Yankees because I would feel like they deserve him. That it's a good match. So it would be sad, but I would be happy for him and his career if he were to sign with a team like the Yankees, who we don't play a lot, but who is such a high caliber type of team. And as a fan of him, I'd be happy for him and his family.
Yeah. Where do we think Joe Kelly's going to go? I mean, I'd love to keep him too.
What if he retires?
I
just remember him saying, I want one more championship and I'm going to retire.
I mean, I could see that. Look, dude doesn't need to keep playing, but I enjoy.
If he doesn't get an offer from the
so
Dodgers,
fun.
maybe he will.
He's just so like,
Joe, if you'd like to announce your
straight.
retirement on our podcast, we will have you.
We'll take it. But also, if you want to announce you're coming back for one more season with the Dodgers on our podcast,
we'll take that too.
We'll take that too. Not mad. You want to hear something fun?
Always.
So my friend, who's not a big baseball person, she's a big basketball kind of girl, and her family were doing the crossword puzzle this weekend, and there was a Dodger baseball question.
Ooh.
And so she sent me a video of her mom like reading the thing off, but she didn't say how many letters it was. And so I had to ask about that. And I'm trying to remember exactly what the clue was. It was like something, it was second letter was an E. So I knew that. She's like, second letter is an E. This player was like instrumental in helping Jackie Robinson in the 1940s to 50s. And it was really funny. She asked, she's like, do you know who this is? And I said, how many letters? And immediately, before I even got the letters, the amount of letters, I was like, second letter E. I was like, Pee Wee Reese? And then she sent me she was like 11 letters. And I was like, Pee Wee Reese. I was so proud, y'all. I am not the crossword like king of the castle over here. That is Adam in our office. We actually have an office crossword puzzle that we do every pretty much day in the office, and Adam is really good at them. But I was so proud to say that I got that, and I like just immediately I was like,
where did we learn that? Wasn't it through a guest we had on? Was it oral?
No, I think I learned. I mean, I learned about Pee Wee Reese because I've gone and done like the tour at Dodger Stadium, and I've like read about
actually, I don't know if I ever shared this, but one of the times I was visiting Nana at the assisted living, Nana was on the memory care floor. So that's everyone with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
And I remember thinking one of the times I was there, like, how is there not a TV show of all of these crazy women sharing stories? And it's quite comical. But one of the women was telling me that her father was the chef for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And
what?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
have a
that's
whole
cool.
10-minute video of me interviewing her. And, she does have dementia. So I wasn't sure if this was like completely made up, but the stories she was telling were so, like, I was looking it up and everything was matching. So maybe she did remember from that time when she was growing up and her dad was the chef, but she talked about Jackie and Pee Wee together a lot.
That's cool. Well, how about that?
Wanda.
We love Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
Mom, is that you?
Oh,
hey. You are?
Oh, we got Mama?
Oh, it's Edward. What? Oh, my mom left already? Okay, so when do you want to take me? How long have we been talking, Adam?
Like an hour. I'm saying wrap it up. We've been talking like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to them?
Sure.
Guys, want to meet Edward?
Yeah.
Edward is who owns the Mookie bobblehead. And he's a big Yankee
Edward.
fan. Actually,
hey, Edward.
Guys, when I post the motivational messages, that's from Edward.
That's me.
He said,
that's
Happy Freddie Friday.
Yes. Okay. I know exactly who you are.
I'm the wizard of the motivational Dodger player sending to Melissa.
I love it. Well,
So
now it's
Aly and Adam.
A face to the name.
Nice to see you guys. I'm I guess the passive. Well, I like everything, but I'm a passive listener. But I always like seeing what you guys have. You guys have some great content, great stories, and excited to see what you guys have for this episode. Even though I got to hear bits and pieces of it. So
yay! Well, thank you.
How do you feel about the Dodgers right now after we beat your Yankees?
We had to take a friendship break, Melissa and I. Leading up
That's
to
fair.
it, a lot of jawing back and forth, and
that's fair.
Melissa was very kind and not saying anything as you guys continue to stormroll us, but I'm happy for you guys.
You read the room.
Yeah, I'm sad about the Juan Soto, but like I hear you guys are saying, he's chasing the money, and that's not someone who we want on the Yankees. But I did hear you guys talking about Cody Bellinger, so I like that.
Oh yeah,
like that move. Like that move. I guess if we can't get one player, we'll start buying everyone else, just like the old the ghost of George Steinbrenner is back. And
there you go.
Well. So
I love it. That's a good analysis.
Thank you. I mean, you guys, I'm learning from you guys. So
wait, do you know I put your Mookie bobblehead right there?
I saw that. It was not on my desk, and I was told Melissa that I was not going to have that on my desk because it's right next to a Yankee helmet that I have. And I was like, I might have to put this on another desk just for voodoo's sake. So, but I didn't. But I guess
I'll take the Mookie if you don't want it.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
It's a good choice to keep it. Yeah. I injured our Mookie, but he's kind of better.
Ours is broken.
Really? Well,
I broke his leg.
Mine's a little dented in the back. That wasn't from me. That's how it was transported.
Has it even come out of the box?
No, this is
how it was transported
in the box.
That's amazing.
And
I love it.
But sorry for crashing the
No, you're good. It was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you guys, and we'll continue to support you. And
thank you.
Don't put me in this podcast though.
You might be.
Maybe.
Guest appearance.
Maybe.
Guest appearance.
All right, we're wrapping up.
We've been talking about big money for many moments of this podcast. Should we wrap it up with the fact that Freddie's home run grand slam ball, that our beautiful walk-off ball, is the third most expensive baseball auctioned off in baseball history?
Yes, but before that, we also signed back Blake Trinan, so yay.
We did. Actually, that's fun. I'm excited.
Very happy about Blake. $22 million.
Yeah. 2-year deal.
We needed him back. We loved him this season.
We're a fan.
He was instrumental.
He was.
Especially in the postseason. And yes, I thought that cute little blonde kid with the braces caught the Freddie Freeman ball. So they sold it?
No, so he caught it. And
so was that going towards his college fund?
I assume so. Yeah, his family sold it. And that means he's probably set up for some not having to have any student loan debt. So you take that, especially with what the rates will be of student loans by the time that kid is in college. It'll probably be the entire 1.56 mil. Sad to say, but true. But that's crazy. So, it's the third, only behind, of course, Shohei's 50-50 ball and Mark McGwire's 70th home run in 1999.
Oh, wow.
I know that one's staying up there.
70.
Yeah, the 70s, there's a lot of home runs.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then third in line is Freddie's grand slam.
That's cool.
Lots of money, yo.
Wonder how Freddie's
I would
doing.
love to catch a ball that's worth 1.56 mil. That'd be real life changing, truly.
Adam's now coming on to do the whole wrap it
up.
That's not the wrap it up. That's the if you feel it, chase it.
If you feel it, chase it. That's all. Which, hey, fun fact, little to end things. Twisters got shortlisted for album song for the Oscars.
Nice. And a great soundtrack.
Our docs team we have a short documentary film that is on the short list.
That's amazing.
15, so
congratulations.
Thank you. Fingers crossed. We'll learn in January if it can be one of the 5 nominees. So,
my mom is very excited about the Fleetwood Mac doc. Very excited.
Well, tell your mom, me and her both. So it's been fun to work on, and we're still far ways from it being done, but it's always fun to see it.
Well, as we wrap up, we want to remind you that we have some cool things that would be good holiday gifts, like the Millhouse Pepper Bat, or a Talk Dodgers to Me bag, or the sequin dresses from Soul Boutique from our friend Jacqueline, a sporty bag from Liz.
Yeah. So many options. So many good options.
If you guys get a pepper bat, we have a 10% off discount code. So just put in Talk Dodgers to Me when you check out and you get 10% off the bat. And I just think that's the most hilarious gift to give someone. And
it's hilarious.
A great conversation piece.
It's hilarious and practical. Look, when you make your eggs in the morning, you need pepper on them. When you make your tuna salad that I'm about to have.
Wait, did I tell you that I
pepper.
ran out of pepper and the bat was in my car and I ran to get it and I was on the stovetop peppering with the bat? It actually was really fun. And I'm like, how is no one around to watch?
Why did you not video this moment?
How do I video myself
gold.
doing all those things at the same time?
You need to get the Octo Buddy sticky thing on the back so you can stick your phone on the wall and then you can crack the pepper.
Okay. Well, guys, we've given you a list of holiday gift ideas.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to be waiting in anticipation to see where Teo signs, to see where Kike signs, and Buehler.
Joe Kelly, if he's coming back or not.
I'm sure we'll come back on to tell you all our thoughts when those things happen. But for now,
we'll finish out the season with 42.
Yep.
But for now, this is 41, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. And
until next time.
Edward's going to drive me home now.
Nice. I'm going to get on another Zoom call.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
Bye,
everybody.
Okay. End the recording.